I am DG House. This is the exhibition in the still moment, and I work out of Bozeman, Montana. I was incredibly fortunate to be given a grant from the Montana Arts Council so that I could focus exclusively on the kind of celebrating the 150th so-called anniversary of what is Yellowstone National Park. As we know, it's been there a lot longer than that. So after my 42nd year of working in the park in some capacity, including artist in residence, this was my chance after all that experience to do a body of work. And so this is what I decided to do: 15 paintings of wildlife and 5 wildscapes. I actually sketched everything these out. I named them all. I made sure it was a broad representation of what you may see in one day. Then I went to work on this. I think it's absolutely amazing that some kid who dreams of the West, I was talking about mountains at 4 and 5 years old, and people are feeling like, what are you talking about? I believe our parents taking us to cabins and camping in our state parks, and the fact that we had gardens, our entire yard was a garden, all of that experience led to the relationship with the natural world. So when I saw a poster at the financial aid office at University of Dayton, spend your summer in Yellowstone, I applied. This is snail mail, and it goes off and it comes back, and you have to send a picture, and then I get, and my boyfriend at the time, we get a station, what was it, a Pinto station wagon. I even think it broke down on the way. Duffel bags and John Denver tapes, and off we went on this grand adventure. This will be hilarious. I was terrified when I first got there and saw how big and how wild. I gave myself 2 weeks to get over the fear, which is so funny now, because now we're sitting here 42 years later. And it changed my life. And I tell people that visit national parks, not just Yellowstone or Grand Teton, but it can change your life. And there could be another thousands of people sitting behind me telling you this same story. That one summer, that one vacation, that 1 year working for the Corps, whatever it was, that connection to the natural world changed everything. And so even though my career went like this to get there, it was always there. That's where I was headed, and that's where I was going. I thank God for secretaries and accountants, but you wouldn't want me to be that. So I couldn't understand why I couldn't fit in some way. That's why, because this was my job. No matter if you want to be a tattoo artist, a musician, this is how you make it. You don't quit. You will cry. People will not be nice to you. There will be a group of people that will give you a hand up, because humans are humans. But if you somehow hold on to that, and that you're going to do it and you're going to make it, and you don't quit, that's how it becomes a living. Be of place, do exactly what you want, and do something that you know inside and out, whatever that subject is. Forget about it being commercial or not. I know that's hard to hear, because that'll worry you. But if you do exactly what's in your heart, the people will follow you, and you will make a living. That's my advice. Some people, and I understand it, they do one painting at a time, finish it, whatever. I could have 20 or 30. Right now there's 30 paintings in the studio, all in different stages. All of them due in 12 days. It doesn't mean I'm rushing through all of them. The hard work for me is the originality of design, concept, subject matter. Once that's done and it's all laid out, it's just pure fun from that point. So for some people, it could be the opposite. It could be the painting that's the harder part. I'm not saying it doesn't take hours and hours to paint. It does. So that's how I work. It's literally, it is sketched with pencil, sketched with Sharpie, underpainted in gray, underpainted in red, and then I start. And if I don't like something, I just block it out. start something else, or I come up with a new idea, block out what was ever there, and the new idea goes in. One of my favorite people, and he knows it, is Kevin Red Star. And that's not just how he works in his culture. It's how he holds himself as a human being and how he proceeds through life with grace and humility and with it's not blinders. He's so smart that those things that can happen in a career, people copy, whatever it is, so never mind. He is focused on what he's doing. So that's what I learned from Kevin. Other people are people I don't know at all. It'll be an actor who I can see 10 layers in what they're doing. I'm like, that's it. Or a musician. How could you possibly, let's talk about a Paul McCartney. If you wrote one of those songs, you'd be remembered forever. The joy in creating his entire life, he inspires me in that way. So it's all kinds of fields and all kinds of people. Here's what I used to feel and I used to think, especially when I started, even now, is if I can give a connection to we were talking about this earlier too, to one particular animal or one particular species, whatever it is. But this is my first time too of seeing a body of work in this kind of environment where I for the first time see it as a whole. So I used to think of these as individual pieces, and I probably still will, but my joy in this particular exhibition is I think you can feel, this is what I want, you can feel what it feels like to be out in a wild place. And that's what I got for the first time. I can't believe that I'm looking around and I can feel Yellowstone all around me. So I'm overjoyed. I'm overjoyed with this experience. My first traveling solo exhibition in my own state is a reflection of the greater Yellowstone ecosystem. I cannot imagine a cherry on the top that's any better than that, right?